By 1215, thanks to years of unsuccessful foreign policies and heavy taxation demands, England's King John was facing down a possible rebellion by the country's powerful barons. Due to this, he agreed to a charter of liberties known as the Magna Carta that would place him and all of England's future sovereigns within a rule of law. Though it was not initially successful, the document was reissued a few times and in 1225 served as the foundation for the English system of common law. Later generations of Englishmen would celebrate the Magna Carta as a symbol of freedom from oppression, as would the founding fathers of the United States, who in 1776 looked to the Charter as a historical precedent for asserting their liberty from the English crown. So we need to know the Magna Carta, and this I guess probably brings up excuse me, a point that if in another video you heard about the Magna Carta, now you're hearing it again here. I didn't forget that I said it once before. What it really means is it shows up in several different areas of the exam and is probably something you really need to know. All right. Sorry, I forgot to blow up the Magna Carta. The U.S. Constitution established America's national government and fundamental laws and guaranteed certain basic rights for its citizens. It was signed on September 17, 1787, by delegates to the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, presided over by George Washington. Under America's first governing document, the Articles of Confederation, the national government was weak and states operated like independent countries. At the 1787 convention, delegates devised a plan for a stronger federal government with three branches, the executive, legislative, and judicial, along with a system of checks and balances to ensure no single branch would have too much power. The Bill of Rights, which is 10 amendments guaranteeing basic individual protections such as freedom of speech and religion, became part of the Constitution in 1791. To date, there have been a total of 27 constitutional amendments. Okay, then we have a few other things we need to know here. The Judiciary Act of 1789, officially titled an Act to Establish the Judicial Courts of the United States, was signed into law by President George Washington on September 24, 1789. Article 3 of the Constitution established a Supreme Court, but left to Congress the authority to create lower federal courts as needed. In Marbury versus Madison in 1803, the Supreme Court announced for the first time the principle that a court may declare an act of Congress void if it is inconsistent with the Constitution. William Marbury had been appointed a Justice of the Peace for the District of Columbia in the final hours of the Adams administration. When James Madison, Thomas Jefferson's Secretary of State, refused to deliver Marbury's commission, Marbury, joined by three other similarly situated appointees, petitioned for a writ of mandamus compelling delivery of the commissions. Okay, so what does that mean? Although the immediate effect of the decision was to deny power to the court, its long-run effect has been to increase the court's power by establishing the rule that it is empathically the province and duty of the judicial department to say what the law is. Since Marbury v. Madison, the Supreme Court has been the final arbiter of the constitutionality of congressional legislation. And then we also have the Reconstruction Amendments. These are the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the United States Constitution, adopted between 1865 and 1870, the 5 years immediately following the Civil War. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, except for those duly convicted of a crime. The 14th Amendment addressed citizenship rights and equal protection of the laws for all people. And the 15th Amendment prohibits discrimination in voting rights of citizens on the basis of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.